Good morning, students. This is lecture 2nd of chapter 6th of class 11th maths, and today we will discuss questions on linear inequalities in one variable and homework solution of lecture 1st. So first question is solve 2x minus 1 upon 3 equal to greater than 3x minus 2 upon 4 minus 2 minus x upon 5. So we have to solve it. Also show the graph of the solution on number line. So solution, take the given inequality, right? Now 2x minus 1 upon 3 as it is equal to greater than, take LCM of these two terms. First of all we'll solve this term and then we'll do the next step. So the LCM will be 20. You'll get the numerator as 15x minus 10 minus 8 plus 4x. When you'll solve it, you'll get 2x minus 1 upon 3 equal to greater than 19x minus 18 upon 20. Now on both sides multiplying with the LCM of 20 and 3, which is 60. So multiply 60 on both sides. You'll get here 20 into 2x minus 1 equal to greater than 3 into 19x minus 18. Multiply 20 with both the terms, you'll get 40x minus 20 equal to greater than 57x minus 54. Now taking 57x this side and 20 that side, you'll get minus 17x equal to greater than minus 34. Now as we want to find the value of x, so we have to divide by minus 17 on both sides. When you divide with a negative number, symbol will change from greater than equal to less than equal to. So x is now less than equal to minus 34 upon minus 17, which is 2. So the answer is x belongs to minus infinity to 2, because x is either equal to 2 and less than 2. Also equality is there, so square bracket will come. We have to show the graph also on number line. So graph will be like this, right? Draw a number line. X belongs to minus infinity to up to 2. As 2 is included, so show the filled circle, right? So equal to 2 and less than 2. Now there are some questions in which instead of they have given the inequality, they have given the statements in the question like this, right? You have to make the inequality by reading the question and then you will solve the inequality to get the answer. So the question is the marks obtained by student of class 11th in first and second terminal exam are 62 and 48 respectively. Marks obtained by a student in first and second exam are given as 62 and 48. Find the minimum marks he should get in an annual examination to have an average of at least 60 marks. See, first and second exam marks are given. We have to find the minimum marks obtained in the annual examination so that the average of the 3 examinations is at least 60 marks. So first of all, whatever we want to find, let that be as x. So we want to find minimum marks he should get in annual examination. So let x be the marks obtained by the student in annual exam. Then according to question, x we have let the marks obtained in annual exam. In first and second he got 62 and 48. So the average, now according to question what we want, average should be at least 60 marks. What is at least? That either equals to 60 or greater than 60. So the average will be first marks, second examination marks plus annual examination marks, which we have let as x. Average of all three is add them, divide them by 3. We want average of at least 60 marks. So either average is equal to 60 or greater than 60. So in such questions, let first of all what you want to find. Then according to question, make the inequality. Now solve this. You'll add these two terms. You'll get 110 plus x. Take 3 that side. It will be greater than equal to 180. Now x will be equal to greater than 70, right? When you take 110 that side, it will be this. So what we wanted to find, we have let x as annual examination marks. We wanted to find minimum marks he should get in annual examination. So x is either equal to 70 or greater than 70. Therefore minimum marks will be 70, right? Because x is either equal to 70 or greater than that, so minimum marks will be 70. Next question is, find all pairs of consecutive odd numbers both of which are larger than 10 such that their sum is less than 40. So again we have to make the inequality first and then we will solve it. So what it is saying in the question, that we have to take pairs of consecutive odd numbers, right? Both of which are larger than 10 and their sum is less than 40. So because we want to find the pairs, so let the pairs be x comma x plus 2. Why this is a pair? Because x is an odd number here. Now the next consecutive odd number will be x plus 2. For example, if x is 1, then next consecutive odd number will be 3, which is nothing but 1 plus 2. So let x comma x plus 2 be the pair of consecutive odd numbers. Then according to question, what we want, both of which are larger than 10. We want both these numbers to be larger than 10. So if we take smaller one greater than 10, it will be enough. As if 8 is greater than 3, then you can see 8 plus 2 is always greater than 3. So we want both of these to be greater than 10. So we'll just take the smaller one greater than 10. If smaller one is greater than 10, then larger one will automatically become greater than 10, right? And also let this be as one inequality. Also they have given that their sum is less than 40. So one number is x, another is x plus 2. Their sum is less than 40. Solving this, you will get 2x plus 2 less than 40, then x plus 1 less than 20. How? Divide this by 2 on both sides. So you will get x plus 1 less than 20, which is x less than 19. Now we got the two results according to question. One is this, second is this. See, in above question, we got only one inequality, right? But here we got two inequality. One is this, another is this. So we will find the result using both the inequalities. So from 1 and 2, you can see that x is greater than 10 and x is less than 19, right? So x is an odd number which is greater than 10 and less than 19. So x will be 11, 13, 15, 17. Be careful, don't take even numbers, because in the question we have let that x comma x plus 2 be the pair of consecutive odd numbers. So greater than 10 and less than 19, odd numbers are 11, 13, 15 and 17. So we wanted to find the pair of consecutive odd numbers. Now pairs will be, when x is 11, x plus 2 is 13. When x is 13, x plus 2 is 15. When x is 15, x plus 2 is 17, and next will be 17, 19. So these are the pairs of the consecutive odd numbers. Next question is, the longest side of a triangle is 3 times the shortest side and the third side is 2 cm shorter than the longest side. If the perimeter of the triangle is at least 61 cm, find minimum length of the shortest side. So first of all, we have to find the minimum length of the shortest side. So let this shortest side be x. So let x be the length of the shortest side. Then according to question, see what is given. Longest side is 3 times the shortest side. So if shortest side is x, longest side will be 3x. And the third side is given as 2 cm shorter than the longest side. 2 cm shorter. So the third side will be 2 cm shorter than the longest side, that is 3x minus 2. Now it is given that perimeter of the triangle is at least 61 cm. As perimeter is the sum of all the three sides, so sum all the three sides, x plus 3x plus the third side, perimeter is at least 61 1, that is either equal to 61 or greater than 61, right? Only this condition is given. So solve, you'll get it as 7x greater than 61 plus 2x greater than 63 upon 7, which is 9. As we wanted to find the minimum length, so x is either equal to 9 or greater than 9. Therefore, minimum length will be 9 centimeter. Clear? Because shortest side is either 9 or greater than that. Then minimum will be 9 centimeter. So your homework for today is that you have to do question 13 to 26 of exercise 6.1. Now we will discuss solution of exercise 6.1, which I have given you as homework in the first lecture. So question first is solve 24x less than 100 when x belongs to natural number, and second when x belongs to the integers. So the inequation or inequality is given as 24x less than 100. To find the value of x, divide both sides by 24. 24 is a positive number, therefore sign will not change. So x is less than 100 upon 24, which you will get approximately as 4.1. So x is now less than 4.1. So for first, when x belongs to natural number, the solution will be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And for integers, you will take all the negative numbers, negative integers, 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4, because x is less than 4.1. So we will take up to 4 only. Now question number second, solve minus 12x greater than 30. First when x belongs to natural number, and second when x belongs to the integers. So minus 12x greater than 30. Now to find the value of x, we have to divide this inequality with minus 12, right? We have to divide with minus 12. So dividing it with a negative number, so sign will change from greater than to less than. So x is now less than minus 30 upon 12, that is x is less than minus 2.5. So when x belongs to natural number, see minus 2, x is less than minus 2.5. So on number line we can see minus 2 is here. This here it will be minus 2.5. So less than minus 2.5, there is no natural number, right? So for first we say no solution, as there is no natural number less than minus 2.5. Secondly, x belongs to integer. So x belongs to integers. Which integers will come? Which are less than minus 2.5. So minus 2.5 is here. The integers less than minus 2.5 are minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 and so on. So all the negative integers up to minus 3 will come. Clear? Next is question number third. Solve 5x minus 3 less than 7 when x is an integer, and secondly when x is an real number. So 5x, take 3 that side, 5x less than 10, x is less than 10 upon 5. So now x is less than 2, right? So first when x belongs to integers, the solution will be minus 2 minus 1 up to 2, right? Because x is less than 2. Now question number fourth. Solve 3x plus 8 greater than 2 when x belongs to integer and when x belongs to real number. So solution is 3x greater than, take 8 that side. So 3x greater than 2 minus 8. Now 2 minus 8 will be minus 6. So 3x greater than minus 6. X will be greater than, as to find the value of x, we will divide this inequality with 3. So sign will not change. X greater than minus 6 upon 3, that is x greater than minus 2. So as you can see, integers greater than, this is minus 2 here, so integers greater than minus 2 are minus 1, 0, 1, 2, as minus 2 is not included. So first solution of x belongs to integer will be minus 1, 0, 1, 2 and so on, right? And for real, now when x belongs to real numbers, x is greater than minus 2, so the interval will be minus 2 to infinity. Round brackets will come because equality is not there. question 8th is 3 into 2 minus x is equal to greater than 2 into 1 minus x. So for solving, first of all multiply 3 with this term and 2 with this term. You will get 6 minus 3x equal to greater than 2 minus 2x. Now minus 3x as it is, take this minus 2x this side, equal to greater than 2 as it is, take that 6 this side. Same you have to do as you have done in the equations in earlier classes. Now this will be minus x equal to greater than minus 4, right? 2 minus 6 is minus 4. But what we want to find the value of x, right? Here it is minus x. So we have to cancel this minus. So multiply minus 1 on both sides. When you will multiply with minus 1, sign of the inequality will change. So now x equal to less than 4. Therefore answer will be x belongs to minus infinity to 4, as equality is there. So put the closed bracket or square bracket. Clear? Next is question number 9. X plus x by 2 plus x by 3 is less than 11. So it is very clear. Firstly we will take the LCM, which is 6. You will get 6x plus 3x plus 2x upon 6 less than 11. Add it, you will get 11x upon 6 less than 11. So 11x, taking that 6 that side, so 11x less than 66. X less than 66 by 11, right? Dividing this inequality with 11. So sign will not change as 11 is a positive number. Now x is less than 6, therefore x belongs to from minus infinity to 6. Equality is not there, so round bracket will come. Clear? Next is question number 10th. X upon 3 is greater than x upon 2 plus 1. So what we will do? We have to find the value of x. So take the term of x as one side. So we will subtract x by 2 on both sides. To get x on one side, what we have to do? Subtract x by 2 on both sides. So it will become x by 3 minus x by 2 greater than 1. LCM will be 6. 2x minus 3x greater than 1. This will be now minus x upon 6 greater than 1 minus x greater than 6. Multiplying both sides by 6. 6 is a positive number. Sign of the inequality will not change. Now we will multiply this with the minus 1. With the number minus 1. Therefore, minus 1 is a negative number. Now the sign of the inequality will change from greater than to less than. Now x less than minus 6 when you will multiply both sides by minus 1. Therefore answer is x belongs to minus infinity to minus 6. Clear? Now question number 12. 1 upon 2 into 3x by 5 plus 4 equal to greater than 1 by 3 x minus 6. Now see here the denominator is 2. Here the denominator is 3. So multiplying with the LCM of 3 and 2, which is 6, multiply 6 on both sides. You will get here 3 into the same term, 3x by 5 plus 4 equal to greater than 2 into x minus 6. Now multiply 3 with both the terms. You will get this equal to greater than, multiply 2 with this term. Now taking x one side and the constant term one side, you will get 9x by 5 minus 2x equal to greater than minus 12 minus 12. Now this will be, when you solve it taking LCM, 9x minus 10x upon 5, which will be minus x upon 5, taking that upon 5 this side, and here minus 12 into minus 12 is minus 24. When you will multiply it, you will get it as minus 120, right? As minus is here also, so sign of the inequality will change when we will multiply it with minus 1. Now x equal to less than 120. Cancelling this minus, so therefore sign of the inequality will change. Therefore we will say x belongs to minus infinity to 120, right? Because it is equal to 120 or less. As equality is there, so close bracket will come. So these are the questions up to 12th which I have given you as homework in first lecture. Complete your today's homework now. Okay, thank you.